the new on Terry Hall?
Well, something ought to be breaking. They paid the ransom 3 hours ago. Why can't the kidnappers just release the guy without keeping everyone waiting? Don't they realize we have a deadline?
Don't worry. As soon as something breaks, Billie will call. She was really excited about this assignment.
Well, sure. Here's a kid who's out in the field covering a real full-scale kidnapping. A couple of months ago, all she was covering was the Pillsbury Bake-Off.
Is this your first kidnapping?
Yeah.
You got a phone stash somewhere?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, when they deliver the kid, you're going to want to call your desk.
I figured there's plenty of phones around here.
That's what you think. All these old-timers, they got them stashed. See those two guys over there? They're from the wire service. It's always a horse race with them. Now, the guy with the striped shirt, Williams, he's got an edge. I saw him stick a phone in the icebox behind the bar.
Thanks for telling me. Maybe I can beat him to it.
Here they come.
Where'd they keep you, Terry? How many people involved? Did you sleep? Where'd they let you go?
Will you let him be? He's been through a rough experience.
Terry. Hi, Dad.
Oh, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The man just found out his son is okay. Give him 15 minutes, will you? No more for 15 minutes. Let's go.
Ellen. Yeah, this is Baker. Give me the desk.
Yeah, this is Duggan.
Here's the stuff.
Terry Hall, escorted by police, was returned to his house today, apparently unharmed. He arrived home at 5:35 our time. He was moved quickly into seclusion.
This is Keenan at the Hall Mansion. They just brought the kid back. Nobody's saying anything, not even how much they paid. Huh? Yeah, the kid looks okay.
Look, why didn't you let me know this thing broke?
What broke? What are you talking about?
Terry Hall, it's on the wire. The cops brought him home.
Let me see the time on that. The wire services have had this for 4 minutes. Where's Billie?
Maybe she ran out of dimes.
Listen, Billie, What? What's the problem, madam? The type on the paper has been getting smaller. No. The type on the paper has been the same size for the last...
12 years.
12 years. Can I ask if you wear glasses, madam? No, I'm not implying anything. Look, an important story is about to come in. The Terry Hall kidnapping case, that's what. The cops just brought him home. Huh? You knew that? She heard it on the radio.
Now, you sure you're feeling all right? You haven't had your incident?
Yeah, I feel fine, Dad. Don't worry about it.
But you should have had your shot 4 hours ago.
They asked for a lot of money, didn't they, Dad?
$200,000. You better be worth it.
City desk.
Lou, it's Billie. I had a hard time getting a phone. They brought Terry Hall in 10 minutes ago. He's all right.
Was he, by any chance, met and embraced by his father when the young victim returned after his 28-hour ordeal, accompanied by Sergeant Irwin Winowski?
Exactly. Where'd you get that from?
Off the wire, about 10 minutes ago, just in time for the second edition. I hate running local stories off the wire services. You are aware of that.
I went after details, not a deadline.
Oh, then I suppose you have a whole bunch of details the wire services missed.
I have just one.
Is it good?
Yes, I think it's very good.
Shall we make an appointment for when you'll give it to me?
I know how much the ransom was. It was $200,000. Anybody else get that?
No. 200 grand. Are you sure?
Positive. I just happened to overhear it. The son's a diabetic. He was in pretty good condition, despite the fact that he was given his insulin shot 4 hours later than usual.
Well, come on in. Write it for the mid-morning and just hope that nobody else gets their hands on it.
Please, Sergeant Winowski, a couple more questions.
We'll make all announcements in the morning.
Well, how much was the ransom? Could you at least give us that?
Oh, don't tell him. Save it for tomorrow, please.
They're weakened on camera. They just can't resist the lure of being on the old tube.
Terry Hall, the victim, was returned in exchange for $200,000 in cash. Now, that's really all I can say now. Period.
That was Detective Sergeant Erwin Winowski, live from the Hall Mansion.
Great. It was my big scoop 10 seconds ago. Now you could wrap a fish in it.
Here, take mine. It looks like you need it more than I do.
Thank you, Lou.
I hope it was worth it.
I got a tip for you. Don't ever drink margaritas and aquavit on the same night. Especially in the same glass.
Why don't you try a raw egg in your coffee?
Why don't you try a raw egg in your socks?
You wouldn't be looking for a nice exclusive in the political scene, would you, Lou?
Oh,
what have you got?
Councilman Garber is running for Congress.
Running for Congress? People have to know he's an idiot.
no, he's a closet idiot.
Have you read his last few speeches? He's out of the closet.
Sure, he comes up with stupid ideas, but he's got a very high profile, and he is running.
How do you know?
I have here a copy of the title for a house he bought 2 months ago in the 44th District, which is a place where he might easily get nominated.
He's changing his residency on the sly?
And that's not all. I heard his press secretary, Sam Palmer, asking someone about the cost of housing in Washington. And he was hinting very strongly that Garber is running.
Did you check with Garber?
Yes, unavailable for comment.
Isn't he supposed to be having a press conference tomorrow?
That's right. That's when he's making his announcement.
Garber gunning for Washington. It's the most depressing headline of the week.
And we are the only ones who have it.
Okay, I'll push for it.
Thanks, Lou.
Rossi, are you sure?
I've got this one nailed, Lou. Exclusive.
Sorry, Charlie.
I thought this morning's newspaper looked pretty good. In case anybody cares. Mrs. Pinchon apparently thought otherwise. She wanted to know why the death of, what's his name, that conductor, didn't make our front page.
Because he's what's his name, that's why.
He conducted here for 3 years.
During World War II, when all the good conductors were in the Army.
Well, in any story in which Mrs. Pinchon might have some personal interest, just keep me posted, all right? Now, what's your lead on National now?
Well, we've got the burial of that famous conductor, what's his name, that died yesterday. Well, there's that bridge that collapsed in Maryland.
I've got some art on that.
Contractor's in the hospital. He's under sedation.
Got some art on that, too.
Well, what do we got on foreign?
Well, naturally, I've got widespread reaction to the death of that famous conductor, what's his name, and a hijacking. Just started about an hour ago, 5 gunmen, 200 passengers. Right now, they're on the ground in Mexico City refueling to go to Algeria.
What are their demands?
$500,000.
And Star Wars for the in-flight movie.
Do you want to go with that?
No. I don't want to lead with an item tomorrow morning that TV will have on at 11 tonight. No, we'll give it a photo and a page 3 pickup. What do we got local, Lou?
Should have a follow-up on a Hall kidnapping. Billie's on that now. Rossi has a nice little beat on Joe Garber. Seems he's announcing for Congress tomorrow.
Garber? Why not? He'd never get reelected to the council.
He bought a house in the 44th District, established residency. He's also inquiring about housing in Washington, and he scheduled a press conference for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. He promises a major announcement.
Yeah, he's announcing he's been alive for the last 2 years.
That would be a bombshell.
Well, why don't we just wait till he makes a statement?
Because Rossi has this story backed up 4 different ways. And if we can get a nice little exclusive on page 1 that nobody else has, including TV, I don't think we should pass it up.
Okay. Garber to run for Congress. Put it below the fold.
I'll have another of whatever this gunk is I'm drinking. Another scotch for Senor Grant. Charlie?
Vodka martini, please. Billie, will you have it?
I'll have a glass of white wine if you got it.
Of course we have it. We even have 2 kinds.
Cold and warm.
Cold, please.
That was a good follow-up on the kidnapping, Billie.
Thanks. I wanted to interview Terry Hall, but he's been in the hospital all day.
I thought they said he was okay.
They did, but now they're not letting anybody see him.
A few years ago, that wouldn't stop anybody. I remember a reporter back in Chicago who dressed up like a doctor just so he could get an exclusive interview with Al Capone when he had his appendix out.
Really? And it worked? Reporters did stuff like that?
Well, it was dog eat dog in those days. I remember when I was with INS, if you beat AP by a minute, you went home feeling good. A minute was really big. But it's different now.
It still happens, Charlie. A few years ago, I had my girlfriend throw a fit, scream in court, disrupted everything for 2 minutes. I got to the phone first with a verdict.
Yeah. When a reporter would get a story ahead of us, we'd pay a cop to stall him until we got the story.
You know what I did at college once?
You were my one hope here.
Oh, come on. I'll tell you in advance. I won't think badly of you. I'll like it.
To get past the guards and cover a sit-in, I flushed a cherry bomb down a John on the 3rd floor.
Now, that's what I call intelligent reporting.
These are all illegal acts you're so enthusiastic about. Where did it go on?
In the basement. Police, reporters, plumbers, they had a dragnet looking for the mad bomber while I'm interviewing the radicals all alone in the president's office.
You see? She got the interview. The public's right to know is protected. Her flushing that bomb down that toilet, I consider an act of integrity.
I think that's stretching things a little.
Come on, Charlie. Didn't you ever do anything like that?
Well, you know, once I backed my car into another reporter's radiator. Nearest telephone was 10 miles away, and he had to hitchhike to get to it.
Oh, that's rotten.
Oh, but I was a kid then. The whole business was adolescent. We've grown up now. I mean, the scoop mentality is dead. I mean, today, it's more important to be right than first. And that makes our whole profession more respectable.
And a lot less fun.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Hello.
As I'm sure you've all guessed, I have some rather special news to announce. I'm about to propose to the mayor that the city install a long overdue network of bicycle paths.
Excuse me.
Mr. Rossi?
Did you say bicycle paths?
That's correct.
And you're not announcing your candidacy?
My candidacy? I can assure you, I'm not about to be forced, maneuvered by the press into a questionable political move.
Come on, you know you're going to announce your candidacy. Announce your candidacy.
I have no candidacy to announce.
Oh, yeah? But what about the house you bought in the 44th District?
What about it?
You bought it to change your residency to the 44th District.
I bought that house because I like it. But if I should ever decide to run for Congress, I'll consider you as my campaign manager. Like your enthusiasm.
What are you trying to do to me here? Weren't you asking about rents in Washington, D.C.?
Maybe I was. I'm interested in a variety of issues. Rents in urban areas, inflation, where the Tribune gets the preposterous stories that's running on page 1 these days.
Well, if you really want to know, we get them from shifty politicians who every once in a while use us as trial balloons.
Interesting. Next question.
We were more than wrong. We were foolish. We'll have to go for a front page retraction. Something like this hurts everything else we do.
Hey, we got burned by a 2-bit politician.
Well, we'd have a little more dignity left if at least we've been burned by one of the biggies.
What can I say? We blew it.
I think that says it.
Not we. It's my fault. Rossi just told me what he had. It was my decision to go for it.
Well, and I guess Mr. Rossi is spared a little speech I was about to give to him. When you and I can have a talk later on.
You know, Lou, I really think you're being too hard on yourself. You know, I had something to do with it.
You believe what I said in there? There's some strange moral code that says that I have to front for you in there. I never know why, but you're not supposed to swallow it.
I checked that every way I could.
I'm sure you did. I think the story was too complicated for your little mind. From now on, I'm going to see to it that you have stories that you can handle. Try this one.
Jalapa Springs, California. Jalapa Police Chief Ned Rankin unveils his department's unique off-road pursuit vehicle. A police dirt bike.
That's fascinating. I can't wait to read more.
I don't care what anybody says, Rossi. I like the story you wrote on Garber.
Thank you.
It was just totally inaccurate, that's all.
I wonder if Donovan's free to have a drink with me.
Okay, Billy, what's new with the kidnap follow-up?
I just got back from the hospital. Terry Hall spent the entire day and night there. It seems Detective Winowski impounded every medical record of those 24 hours the minute Hall went home this morning.
Why would he do that?
That's what I want to find out.
I'll put Driscoll on.
Why Driscoll?
Well, he's more experienced.
Do you think his experience will help him become friends with the intern in the records office at the hospital?
No. But Billy,
Yeah, Lou?
not too friendly.
Members of the department, fellow police officers, friends and neighbors, and members of the press. Who we got there, Andy?
Your credentials, please.
Credentials out here? I'm breathing. Isn't that enough?
They're reporters too, officer, from the Trib.
Thanks, Woods. What'd you do to deserve this?
My editor thought it would be good for my asthma.
Yeah, I need some sun myself.
You members of the press can take notes and photos if you want to. Go right ahead on.
Notes, sure.
Now then, what we have here is a vehicle that will enable us to chase and run down dirt bikes and other off-the-road type vehicles.
How many E's in vehicles?
Terrain of our country. Now, there may have originally been some doubt for the need for such a high-speed, off-the-road pursuit vehicle. But there was never any doubt in my mind that one day I'd have a bike like this for my very own. Now, if you'll just give me a second here, I'll show you how she handles.
Saw this on TV. It was a big special. Chief Rankin was played by Evel Knievel.
Wow, he's pushing it hard. He's going over. Got some pictures.
Hey, this is the Trib story, Woods, not a pool job.
Get an ambulance so we can get the chief's body out of here.
Body? He got himself killed.
That crazy nut.
Animal, get my car. Hey, cut it out, Woods. Sorry, can't help it. Like hell you can't. Animal, come on! Animal! Gas station. I thought I saw a phone booth. I also saw an out of order sign on it. The back to that old house we passed. That looked out of order, too.
No, Pops, don't smile. Just kind of sit there and look old.
How's this?
Great. Yeah, give me more of that.
Stunt driving with reckless abandon. That's kind of rough on a man who just got killed.
That's the story, Lou. It's accurate, and nobody's getting it before us.
You mean you're all alone up there?
No, except the competition is running into a little bad luck, which I'm providing for him.
What?
I'll tell you after I've done it.
Okay. I guess we can just get this into the next edition.
$5. I'm after him.
Well, he give me 50.
$50 just to use the phone?
Checkbook journalism. Here, are you next?
How much to burn down your house?
400?
Hi. Wait till you hear what I did. You're gonna love it.
I don't think I will.
Why not?
The chief. He lived.
What?
You heard me. He's not dead. He was just knocked out. The cop who thought he was dead just panicked.
Lou, don't kid around with me. Tell me you didn't run it.
We ran it. You got yourself another exclusive.
It's come to my attention that we have succeeded in beating the opposition with 2 exclusive stories in as many days.
Well, yeah, I know, Mrs.
And these stories were written by the same reporter. They are very extraordinarily well written. Rich in detail, imaginative. As a matter of fact, both stories are so vivid, the subjects seem to spring to life, just like Chief Rankin.
Well, you see, Mrs. Pinchon, when Rossi phoned that in, the chief actually was dead.
Well, in that case, we may have an even better story than we thought. A resurrection.
Well, what I mean is, it was an honest mistake. Rossi heard the cop at the wreck shout up, "Get an ambulance for the chief's body." Body means dead. Besides, there was another reporter racing to file the same story.
Well, then why are we the only ones with egg on our face? And why didn't his paper print this?
Well, because we beat him to it.
How splendid.
Look, Mrs. Pinchon, I take full responsibility for his actions.
That's nice. Mr. Hume, do you take full responsibility for his actions?
You mean this mania he has for exclusives? For this philosophy of scooping the opposition at all costs? For this competitive nonsense? Yeah, I take responsibility.
You know, it staggers me that neither of you seem to realize how serious this is. You can go on all day taking responsibility, but it's my paper that looks bad. Now, I wouldn't have been surprised if you come in offering your resignations.
Look, if it's resignations you want,
Just a minute, Lou. Let me speak for myself. As a matter of fact, I did write out a letter of resignation.
I'm not interested in mass resignations. I'm interested in individual restraint. You like scoops, don't you, Mr. Grant?
No. Not really. But they do give you a charge now and then. Look, Mrs. Pinchon, don't you like to be first?
Not at the cost of being right. I want truth, not speed. I want good reporting, not good fiction. Am I clear?
Mrs. Pinchon, you're absolutely right. But Lou does have a point. It seems to me that we've got to have what you're talking about, and a little of what Lou's talking about, too.
That's right. That's why we make a great team. You pushing the old play it safe, and me with the
guts and the sense of fun.
Yeah.
We'll stay a team.
Okay.
But let's try something new for a while. I'll have the fun. You play it safe. Okay.
Okay, I'll ask you straight. What was so special about Terry Hall staying here?
I knew you went after my body, just my records. Can't do it, Billie. Our patients are entitled to the privacy of their medical records.
Okay, forget the records. What can you tell me?
I'm off at midnight.
Besides that.
Well, that detective.
Winowski?
Yeah. He was asking if a young blonde girl about 18 was trying to visit Terry Hall. Does that help you?
Not without a name. Let's try a general medical question.
Well, after I finish my residency, I should step into a practice making around $35,000 a year. Now, do you want to go out with me?
We'll see. Dr. Jones? If I saw 3 empty bottles of glucose standing outside room 253, what do you suppose would be wrong with the patient?
That could be just about anything.
What if the patient were diabetic?
Well, in that case, you could have had a reaction to excessive insulin.
Excessive insulin? But Terry Hall missed his insulin shot the day he was returned. 1 shot in 28 hours. How could that be excessive if he normally takes 1 shot every 24 hours?
Beats me. Unless he had more than 1 shot.
Thank you.
One more thing. And thank you.
Telephone, please, Dr. Klein.
Hi. What'd he give you?
His phone number.
That's what he said. Isn't that so? My God, look at your friend Rossi. He's shell-shocked.
Well, getting burned twice like that, he's gun shy. I tossed him a couple of goodies today. Passed him up.
He's lost his spirit. We got to get the kid back on the horse again.
Why? I kind of like him this way.
I think I got something. I just got back from the hospital, and it seems that Terry Hall is suffering from an overdose of insulin.
Yeah, so?
He was kidnapped for over 24 hours. We were right there when he came back, and I saw him get a shot that was 4 hours overdue.
Yeah.
So how could he get an overdose?
Oh, maybe he carries an extra shot with him for emergencies.
Why didn't he say so when his father insisted on giving him another one at the house?
Yeah. I think you're onto something. Wait a second. Rossi. Rossi.
Yeah, what?
Come here.
What do you want him for?
You know, I'll bet the cops are wondering about that overdose, too.
Yellow?
Listen, Billie's dug up some interesting stuff on the Terry Hall kidnapping case, and I want you to get on it with her.
Terry Hall case? Sure. That it?
Well, there's a little medical question maybe you can help me on.
What is it?
Well, it has to do with the effects of an insulin overdose. City desk.
Would you please tell me why you put Rossi on this, too? Is there something wrong with the way I'm handling the story?
Well, look, it's kind of hard for me to talk right now.
Woman problems? You want me to...
Why don't you just go back to your desk for a minute?
Okay.
Listen, the only reason I'm putting Rossi on the story with you is because he's gotten kicked in the teeth a couple of times lately, and I want to build his confidence back up. But if you want him off the story... He's sitting right next to you. Just tell him.
You think.
Man problems?
Yeah.
More stuff from the Hall mansion.
Oh, I want to see those. Wouldn't you like to see these too, Joe?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
What are you showing me these for? We already ran the Hall reunion pictures.
Oh, this is background. Personal stuff. Here's the kid's room. There's the old lady's room. There's the kitchen.
You mean you trespassed into private areas of their house without permission to take pictures?
Sure.
Good work.
Where was this taken?
That's the son's room.
This one, too?
Yeah.
What is it?
There's a picture in each one of these of the same blonde girl.
Pretty.
The intern down at the hospital was telling me the police kept asking if a blonde girl tried to visit Terry.
If the police are interested in her, maybe we should be.
So how do we find her?
Maybe you can get some high school yearbooks out of the library. See if she's in Terry Hall's class. Let me know how you're doing. Will you pick up these pictures and get out of here?
Okay, I'm gonna get started on those yearbooks. What are you gonna do?
I don't know, make a few calls.
Hi, Ellen. This is Billie in the city room. Yeah, what I need to get is a bunch of high school yearbooks.
Hi, Keith. Joe Rossi. Well,
Maybe
not bad.
University High.
Listen, who was Terry Hall dating a while back?
Yeah. Last year. And the year before that. Yeah, well,
Thanks,
I'm gonna
babe.
go through them and try to match up a face. Yeah, I know. It could take a long time. Yeah, thanks.
Her name's Jennifer Walker.
What? How did you do that?
Sunset Hills has a private security patrol. I know one of the cops. They have a list of people authorized to come and go after 10 o'clock. Her father's Elliot Walker, big lawyer for the oil companies, partners with Terry Hall's father. You're welcome.
Okay, so what do you have?
They dug this up from the morgue.
Also arrested at the Valley headquarters of the Society to Preserve Our Seas were Terry Hall, 19, and Jennifer Walker, 18, both of Los Angeles. They were charged with resisting arrest, unlawful assembly, disturbing the peace, and soliciting funds without a license.
Both fathers defend oil spills. The son and daughter try to save the oceans.
Not a very fair contest.
But $200,000 would even the odds a little, wouldn't it?
So maybe this whole kidnapping thing was a phony. The kids staged it to get money for their cause.
That's right.
And we might just have an exclusive on the biggest local story in months. Mrs. Pynchon is gonna kill us.
Are we going to stop and go in?
No.
Why not?
There are cops in the car back there. Don't turn around.
If the cops are here too, we're close.
Let's phone in.
Have you got a phone in your car?
No. We will stop. We will go into a place. We will put a dime in a device which is connected by wires to our city desk. Watch me, you'll see.
City desk.
Lou Rossi.
What do you have?
The police have Preserve Our Seas staked out.
All right, keep an eye on things. Wait for the cops to make their move. Don't blow the stakeout. Now, you've got 3 more hours before deadline. Rossi. Listen. I have totally forgotten that you were wrong about the congressman. That you were wrong about Chief Rankin being dead. Are you sure this time? Do we have a beat?
Will you trust me if I tell you?
Why wouldn't I?
As far as I can tell, this story is all ours.
Well, what are you doing way out here?
Oh, hi, Jim.
You mind if I sit down?
No, I don't. But I am here with someone.
Oh, who?
My boyfriend. You know Joe Rossi?
Yeah, I guess we've met. I was just asking Billie what you're doing all the way out here.
Well, you know how it is. Near the office, starts a lot of talk. Right, honey?
What brings you out here, Jim?
Oh, you know, I'm a single guy. I heard there was a lot of action here.
What are you talking about, here? Maybe there will be later on, when the new hotel opens up.
I can wait.
Lou, it's 6 o'clock. I'm going home. If Billie doesn't get a break on her story by 7:30, you better go with the cab strike.
I got a feeling, Charlie. They're gonna call on that phone any minute now.
Lou, please. You gotta double check. Triple check. This is more than an order. I'm begging you.
Yeah, I know. Better wrong tomorrow than right today. Or whatever that is.
Lou, I really mean it. I mean, no fooling around, okay?
Charlie.
Donovan, keep an eye on him, will you? He smells a big story. I'll see ya.
Well, if you've got things under control, I think I'll call it a day. It's a nice time of day for a drive to the valley.
It's a nice time to go to the valley?
Yeah. Did you ever have the urge to see a natural phenomenon? I think I'll grab some dinner somewhere.
Oh, you mean get a steak?
Good idea. Steak.
I know a good place. I can't remember the name of it, but it's just down the street from the Society to Preserve Our Seas.
Good. I'll keep that in mind.
Come on. Admit it, I can tell. You're not here on a date.
What are you talking about? How can you tell something like that? Why can't we be on a date?
I'll prove it. What do you see in him?
We're both interested in journalism.
You're here on the kidnapping case, aren't you?
Lindbergh? Nah, we wrapped that up ages ago.
Either you're here on the whole story, or I followed you out here, and I've eaten all these breadsticks for nothing.
You followed us? That's really low.
That's not nice journalism.
Miss, bring him another beer.
Forget it. I've had 3 already. The last half hour's been murder. As a matter of fact... Excuse me.
Look at that.
How do we get rid of Keenan? He'll follow us wherever we go.
I'll take care of that. If he asks where I am, I'm in the ladies' room. Hi, I left something in that car of the guy I came with. Could I borrow the keys for a second?
Yeah, sure. Which one was it?
A white convertible.
All right, it's right down the street. I'll go. What was it you wanted?
Oh, that's okay. I'll
it's right down the street.
I thought you were trying to ditch me. Leave him here as a decoy.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. That would be dirty pool.
I wonder what that Detective Winowski was doing. I mean, what was it about Terry Hall being in the hospital that made him suspicious?
I don't know, Jim. What's your theory?
Well, I got a couple of ideas. Did you know that Winowski told the FBI to lay off? Huh? He thought that the police would handle this locally in another day. Let's pool our information. Get the best possible story before the police dump it in everyone's lap. Come on.
Go scratch, Keenan.
Hey!
got the blonde for you.
Hey, relax, man. There's plenty of blondes in there for everybody.
Come on. There she is. Come on.
Give me the keys. The keys to the white convertible.
Oh, yeah. I gave them to your girl.
What girl?
The girl you came with.
I didn't come with any girl.
Well, she said she was your girl.
Well, she wasn't. Nobody give my car keys to anyone who comes up and asks for them?
All right, let's pick her up. Would you step out of the car, please, miss? You're gonna carry this much money around, Miss Walker? I recommend traveler's checks. Read our rights.
Detectives at exactly
6:43.
located the $200,000 haul ransom in a small foreign car driven by Jennifer Walker, girlfriend of kidnapped victim.
They faked the kidnapping together, right?
No comment.
Brilliant police work by Los Angeles detective Erwin Winowski led to the apprehension.
Okay. You got it right. He pretended to be kidnapped so he could raise funds for this ocean thing.
Thanks.
Listen, I gotta be sure. If I write it out, can you sign it? Maybe I can get it notarized.
Rossi, will you write your story? Call it back to me at headquarters in an hour. I'll tell you got anything wrong.
Thanks a lot.
Listen, don't tip the rest of the press, please.
Okay. Only, don't use the word brilliant, okay? I mean, it's a little much. Maybe, intelligent? But if brilliant is the only word that really works for you, I guess I can take the heat.
Sure, you got it. Come on, let's go write the story.
Lou, give me a lift back to the restaurant. I gotta get my car.
Yeah.
Hey, where's Keenan?
I got his car keys.
Come on, my contacts. Watch my contacts.
All right, break. Come on, break it up. Break, please.
Come on. Hey.
Okay.
That's her.
You took my keys?
I'm sorry. Are you hurt?
I hope not.
Can I have my car now, please?
Get it yourself. I need a drink.
Hey!
My shoe. I lost my shoe.
Anybody see his shoe?
Come on, let's get out of here. We got a story to write.
Yeah, okay. Look for his shoe.
I think I found it.
Oh.
I must have run over it by mistake. Maybe you can get it blocked.
Oh. This is my fault. Listen, do you suppose that we could, you know...
What?
You know, let him in on what we got?
Are you kidding? We got an exclusive.
Yeah, but the way we got it, I stole his keys. I got him beaten up.
He got himself beaten up. Why'd you steal his keys?
Because he was following us.
That's hitting below the belt, what he did. So anything you did to him was fair. You remember that?
Yeah, but...
I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I worked on this all afternoon, cracked this thing wide open, and you want to give it away?
You cracked it.
You bet I did. If I hadn't come in on this at the right moment, you'd still be back in the library, waiting for old high school yearbooks.
Well, thank you very much. Listen, I'm sorry. I guess I can't let you in on what we got. I tell you what I can do.
What?
I'll buy you dinner.
Terrific. Let's go. Don't forget my handkerchief. You know, Rossi, a little while ago, you were a whipped pussycat. And now you're right back to being the overbearing, obnoxious egotist you always were.
Yeah? So?
Nice to have you back.